Market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
We think it's a great time to be buying them if you're willing to look a year out. It's a painful time to be buying them if you're buying them today.
Well, no one likes buying the dips more than me, but I just think that for the next few months, we're going to have opportunities where you want to be frugal doing that.
Yeah, real frugal doing that. Unbelievable. Remember, buying a dip. Yeah, how'd that work out for everybody? Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com, and I hope all of you had a great holiday. We did here, and now it's back to work. Now, if you recall, I told you on actually January 18, 2018, January 16, 2018, that was the beginning of the stock market crash. And it was. It was a different crash. It took a lot of time. And we still haven't had a capitulation because there's no fear in the market, because everybody believes the Fed's going to come right back in and save the day, back to zero rates. And we know that Powell, he's trying to engineer that right now while he lies to us. Now, if you look back at this market for the year, I mean, this market really got crushed. You go back to November 2021 to January 2021, started with the tech stocks. Why? Because the stimulus ended. That's right. So the Federal Reserve, the power to stimulate, in other words, to make them, to move stocks artificially higher, to create artificial earnings, that pushes up artificial stock prices. They stopped. They had to. They had no choice to stop in November of 2021. Inflation was out of control. They had to stop. And then look at the results. My Lord. Here, let's go over some results for 2022. The Dow ended up at 33,147. The S&P was down 19% for the year. The Nasdaq crushing 33%. Now, can you imagine how many times you heard me learn how to short, sell short, sell short? I talk about that every day. I try to get you to join a gang to learn how to sell short, and you just won't do it. You go look for that hopefully that stock. You're living on hope. You're going to find that stock that's going to be the winner. You're going to go into Coca-Cola. That's going to save you. Nothing's going to save you, especially this next crash. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. So the Nasdaq's down 33%. Tesla is down 66%. Bitcoin has lost 64%. Our energy stocks were up 58%. Those are the stocks I had my members in. We were the first one in these oil stocks. Everybody said, no, don't get any oil, don't get any oil. That was the biggest performer of the year, and we had our members in oil, 58%. Inflation topped out at 9%. That's insane. And it's more than 9%. They lie about it. But we'll use their lie of 9%. The Fed raised rates 7 times in a row. But then again, Powell turns around and makes a mistake and starts cutting rates again. Unbelievable. And now the Fed short-term rate has gone from 1.6% to nearly 4%, almost more than 4% now. That is a killer. What do I mean by that? The biggest elephant in the room right now is the large corporations. The debt they are carrying is incredible. Never in history have they had $13 trillion in debt. Why? Why'd they get all that debt? Was it to buy new machinery? Was it for business investment? So they could increase productivity? So they could increase jobs and wages? So people go out and buy more and grow the economy? No. All that money went to stock buybacks. All the money went to stock buybacks. Every bit they borrowed went to stock buybacks. So the corporation, they borrowed all that money, that $13 trillion, but now they're not paying 0% interest. Now they're paying 4 to 5% interest. That is a killer. But nobody's going to tell you that. Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. The same thing's going to happen to this market that happened in our 1929 crash. Over the holiday, I went through both the 1929 crash, 2008 crash, and the similarities to what's going on now and the 1929 crash are scary. In both cases, it was the debt. It was the debt. And it was the corporate debt that's the killer. Because, see, starting in this quarter we're in right now, or later, the second quarter, we're going to start getting huge layoffs. Why? Because these corporations aren't making profits. Most of the corporations, their stocks have gone up through stock buybacks for 13 years. Their stocks have been inflated, and they inflated the stocks simply by inflating earnings, fake earnings, by going out and buying their own shares. I told you this before, how it's done. They reduce the amount of outstanding shares they have. And when they reduce the amount of outstanding shares they have, it artificially pushes up earnings. It's all fake. And then those earnings artificially push up the stock price. And now the stock price and valuations are in the stratosphere, which means the market's got to drop another 20, 30% before the big institutions will come in and start buying and hold the market up. And there's no more QE to come in and hold the market up that they did for 13 years. They stopped that in November because of the inflation. So they're not going to hold the market up. The Fed's done. They can't do it anymore. And that's why this market is going to happen. The same thing happened in 1929. Everybody thinks about 1929. If you remember, October 28th and October 29th, the market went down about 12%. Then went down about 10%. And that's all people remember, was about a 20% drop. No, they had their second downturn and had a total wipeout of 80%. That's exactly what's going to happen to us. We've been down 32% in the NASDAQ, 20% in the S&P. We haven't begun yet because you can't bring in stimulus anymore. The Fed can't print money. They can't print money and stimulate this market back up, keep giving money to the corporations. Here's money, free. Go buy your own stock. Keep taking your stock and reduce the amount of shares you have outstanding so the earnings will go up, even though we don't care if they're fake, as long as they push the stock market up. That's over with. We haven't even felt that yet because there has been no fear. We haven't seen that fear. We haven't seen that capitulation. We haven't seen where people say, get me out, get me out. I don't care how much money you lose, just get me out. Why? Because Wall Street and the fake business news, they create an illusion that everything's just fine. I mean, when this market was going down, and I kept telling you this market was going to crash. You remember we had the 2018 crash. Then we had the 2020 crash. Then the 2021 crash. And during all those crashes, what'd they tell you? Everything's great. Everything's wonderful. Buy, buy, buy. It's all we heard. Here, look, this garbage.
I think that actually after Thursday, we're going to have some days where there's nothing else to do other than buy stocks. And that's what's going to happen.
Really? Check that out. That was about, 2 weeks ago. Unbelievable. Down more than 2%. It's just unbelievable what these people do. That's why we don't have fear. Because that's all you're told every day. Everything's going to be terrific. Buying the dip. But when we get back, that's going to change, believe me. And we are back. More. Don't miss this.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy the stock. Then you have two people on the show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right, follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals. You follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com. What, are you nuts? Coffee's up 92%. Lumber's up 67%. Heating oil, 60%? Gasoline, 55%? I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grandy.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun.
You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy this stock. Then you have two people on the show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right, follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals. You follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Inflation is the most destructive disease known to modern societies. There is nothing which will destroy a society so thoroughly and so fully as letting inflation run riot. Inflation doesn't arise because you got consumers who are spendthrift. They've always been spendthrift. It doesn't arise because you've got businessmen who are greedy. They've always been greedy. Inflation arises because we as citizens have been asking you as politicians to perform an impossible task. We've been asking you to spend somebody else's money on us, but not to spend our money on anybody else. Everybody talks against inflation, but what he means is that he wants the prices of the things he sells to go up and the prices of the things he buys to go down. The real tax on the American people is not what you label taxes. It's total spending. If Congress spends $50 billion more than it takes in, if government spends $50 billion, who do you suppose pays that $50 billion?
Of course.
The Arab sheiks aren't paying it. Santa Claus isn't paying it. The Tooth Fairy isn't paying it. You and I, as taxpayers, are paying it indirectly through hidden taxation.
And there you go. And that's why all presidents have feared, the number one thing they feared, Hoover said it in 1929, that his biggest fear and all the presidents before him was inflation. Not war, not terrorism, not an epidemic. That's how bad. And here's the problem with that. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. But what did Bernanke and Obama do in 2008 when we had that crash and they came into office in 2009? What did they do? Instead of turning around and saying, let's put this recession, let's put this market, this economy in a recession so we can clean up everybody's balance sheet, especially the government. Cut the spending. Just like he said, you got to cut the spending. See, they blame it on you and me. Oh, we spend too much. We're buying lawnmowers and we're buying grills. Remember Yellen said, it's our fault because we go out and buy grills. What an idiot. inflation comes from the government not willing to cut. They're not willing to cut back. They won't cut expenses. They just won't. And the problem is that when Obama and Bernanke took over in 2008 after that big crash, instead they decided to create inflation to grow the stock markets. He wanted to grow the welfare state. See, Obama didn't want to grow the economy. He didn't want to grow jobs. His promise to get into office, remember, free phones, free this, free health care. That's where it all started. So they decided, and Bernanke turns around and he gives us the big lie. He says, oh, what we're going to do is QE. He didn't tell the truth about what QE is, what stimulus is. They didn't tell the truth. If the people really knew what stimulus was and QE was, there would have been a revolt, especially after a crash. What stimulus is inflation. It's inflation. You create inflation to push asset prices up. And who gets hurt with inflation? See, that's why they mashed it in 2008. We just went through a crash. The working people on Main Street lost $10 trillion in equity in their homes and their 401k and everything. They didn't want to talk about it. They knew if they said about inflation, we're going to use inflation. And who does inflation help? The very wealthy. Who else does it help? The government to pay down their debt. It screws Main Street. But they were able in 2008, 2009 convince Main Street this is going to be a good thing, inflation. And they said, what's going to happen with all this inflation? Yes, the wealthy will get wealthier, but we're going to take all that money and it's going to trickle down to Main Street and the jobs are going to expand and we're going to take all that money, put it in business investment. And business investment was the biggest lie. They didn't put any money in business investment because Obama didn't want business investment. He wanted free cell phones. Just like Biden just spent $20 million in a little town up in New Hampshire for heated sidewalks so the homeless can lay on them. These people are crazy. Inflation's a horrible thing. So Powell and Bernanke weren't honest. So they started to crank up money, the money machine, print money, print money, print money. Give all the money to companies. Give that money free. Don't charge them for the money. And then tell them to go buy their stocks. Go buy their stocks, their own stocks. Because the less outstanding stocks they have, the more earnings will go up even though they don't have any. And the more profits go up even though they don't have any. And the stock market would go up even though it's fake. If a stock went from $10 to $100, we didn't care if it was fake. Keep pushing that market up. And inflation kept going. And the people thought, we were told this is going to be fine. 13 years later, inflation is out of control. And finally, the Federal Reserve was forced to stop using their power to stimulate. Stimulate what? Inflation. And they stopped in November. And what happened? The market crashed. Not over yet. The NASDAQ went down 30%. The S&P went down about 19-20%. And everybody said, oh, the bottom's in, like they said in 1929. Oh, the bottom's in, 1929. After it went down about, the first 2 days went down about 12%. About 2-3 weeks later, it went down another 10% for about 20%, we'll say. They said, oh, the bottom was in there too. What happened? There was no bottom in. In 1929, the market went down 80%. Why are we going to be so lucky to think this market's not going to go down 80%, or at least 20 to 30% more? We're already down 20%. We're going to at least go down another 30%. I mean, do you really think we're in worse shape now than in 1929? So if the market went down 80% in 1929, and we're in far worse shape than they were in 1929, we're not going to go down more? Oh, no, because they're telling us everything's good, buying a dip. The consequence for all this inflation to enrich the asset class, like Pelosi with her vineyard and everybody else that has agricultural land and art and diamonds and all the things they own, timberland, all at the expense of Main Street. And all the time I'm telling you, all these years, learn how to sell short. Join my gang. The first 10 days are free. At least learn how to short. What are you going to do? Go buy Coca-Cola and hide in Coca-Cola? What are you, nuts? for drinking, not for hiding.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
What, are you nuts? Coffee's up 92%, lumber's up 67%, heating oil, what, 60%, gasoline 55%. I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. You know, over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. You know, I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records, and Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color code chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works. You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And thank you for listening to our show. My name is Steve Celeste. I'm the Director of Education for philsgang.com and the Phil's Gang Radio Show. And I just want to take this time to tell you how to join the 10-day free trial. It's as simple as going to www.philsgang.com. On the top of the site, click Get Started. On the next page, click on the big red banner for the Working Investor Plan. And that's all you have to do. And also during this time, during this holiday season, I invite you to go to our gift shop on the front of our site where you can order gift certificates for your family as well, for your friends, for your employees. Spread the knowledge. That is the best gift you can give anybody. Also, the webinar that Phil and I did on how to get through this market crisis is also available on the gift shop. So you could share that as well as a holiday gift. I appreciate you again for listening, and back to you, Phil.
And thank you, Steve. You know, do you really think that these people on the fake business network really work for your interest? You know, the Federal Reserve doesn't work in your interest. We know that. They never had. Or they wouldn't have masked in 2008 that QE was a monster inflation program that would really screw Main Street and enrich Wall Street. And that's all it did for 13 years, to the point we've had so much inflation from that program, a program that was supposed to last 8 months, 13 years, that inflation has been so huge, it had to stop. Had to stop. They finally had to stop it in November. And that's when the market crashed. It's not done. Because this market, remember, for 13 years has been propped up by an illusion of earnings. We haven't had earnings. The earnings are fake. I explained many times. If you have 1 million shares of your company and the stock's trading at $5, you want to get the stock up to $20? Just borrow money from the Fed, free, don't have to pay for it. Go in and purchase your own stock. So instead of having 1 million shares outstanding that people can trade and buy, and now you only have 800,000 shares. What happens then? We only have 800,000 shares instead of 1 million shares. Artificially, it pushes up your earnings without having real earnings or without having profits. That turns around and pushes up your stock price. And that's what QE was all about. That's what stimulus was all about. But nobody was honest in 2008, 2009, 2010, 2018. Nobody was honest. I said in 2018, this is the beginning of the crash, I could see what was coming. The inflation was so awful that no way could the economy go on. And it can't. I mean, think of what he's doing now. Powell's not being honest with us again. Like Biden, like Bernanke, who lied to us with Obama in 2008, 2009 about stimulus, how it was going to be terrific for Main Street. yeah, really terrific for Main Street, all right. Powell is once again working against the best interest. Your best interest. He's out there saying that he's going to reduce the Fed's balance sheet by a total of $2 trillion. He's going to start pulling liquidity out at $95 billion a month. He's going to reduce the Fed balance sheet by $2 trillion. This is the liar who said that, don't worry about inflation, it's transitory. So he's going to reduce the balance sheet by $2 trillion. Are you kidding me? He said that'll normalize the balance sheet. Really? What he means by that, there'll be that's how he's going to fight inflation. There won't be any more inflation. That's a bull-faced lie. It's not going to work. He knows it's not going to work. See, he knows when he's been doing all this stuff, he knows inflation was going to keep going up. And what they're hoping to happen is it's going to pivot back to QE zero rates. That's what's going to happen. After this crash, they're going to pivot back to zero rates again, just like in 2008. They're going to pivot back. This is what he's doing. He can't get in. When they tell you we're going to bring inflation back to our standard of 2%, you'll never see 2% again in another 100 years. You're not going to see 2% ever again. So what do? You always have opportunity in the market. Now, one of the biggest opportunities in this year, of course, with the tech stocks that dropped 32%, we were sitting there shorting them. And God, I wish I could get every one of you just in my class for the 10 days free to show you how to short. Just so you short. I mean, this is crazy, not shorting. Look at your 401k. What a joke that is. Oh, here's what I get a kick out. Listen to this. Listen to this more garbage.
We cannot lose sight of the fact that over the past 10 years, prior to 2021, the market returned 16.5%.
Yeah, prior to 21, 16.5%. Yeah, I got it right here. I want to see her 16.5%. What are you, nuts? Have you got a big return? Have you got a 16% return on your 401k? No, you're losing your butt because you can't short. You're not allowed to short. So, look, it's not all work around here. It's fun. What's nice is when you control the stock market instead of the market controlling you, it becomes fun. Then you start making money in the market. You can't make money in the market fighting these gangsters. These are gangsters. You can't fight them and win. It's like fighting Washington. You can't fight Washington. Trump tried it. Look what happened to him. You can't. So what you do is use the market to benefit yourself. You know, they keep saying we have a bottom in the market, right? Are you kidding? The Nasdaq's only down 32%. The S&P's only down 19%. In 1929, it went down 80%. We're far worse now than in 1929. What are you, nuts? Bitcoin's down 64%. And by Powell saying he's going to reduce the balance sheet to fix this, he's going to reduce it by $2 trillion? Are you kidding? It's not going to work. He knows that. Powell's intent is to keep making all these bad deals to keep this recession going. He wants to keep this recession going. And he's going to keep masking when this market gets worse, the recession gets worse, he'll mask it. He'll keep masking it. And then you watch. After we have the next leg down, he'll pivot back to QE again because his interest is not yours. His interest is helping out the wealthy who love inflation and Congress because that's how they pay their debt down without writing a check. Keep destroying the dollar. But you don't have to sit there and look at your 401k and go, oh, God, what am I going to do? You have an option. So we're starting a new year. Why don't you start with us? We're going to show you how being in the same 6 or 7 stocks, the same stocks all year, how it's fun and it's easy. You stay with the same stocks. As long as they're popular stocks, like my stocks. I've been with my stocks, 5, 6 years now. Same stocks. What do I need more than those stocks for? As long as when the market goes down, I'm making money shorting those stocks. When the market goes up, I make money, or those stocks go up, I make money when they go up. And that's what we do here. And you can follow my stocks, or you can follow Steve's portfolio of stocks. Every day at 2 o'clock, we post our portfolio stocks and tell you exactly what to do with them. So when the market's going down and things are bad and the market's going down, you're happy. You're making money. It doesn't take that much skill. It doesn't take, and for people who buy and hold and listen to that crap, stay in a stock for 10 years, you'll be fine. No. Wall Street will be fine because they got you stuck in a stock for 10 years instead of selling short. Join my gang, Phil's Gang. Go to my website right now, philsgang.com.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here. And it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Hey, welcome back to Phil's Gang. Remember, you can give us a call, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. Your first 10 days are free. You'll learn how to sell short, for God's sakes. Look into it anyways. and you'll have fun doing it. Everything's archived. And every day we take our portfolio, my portfolio, Steve's portfolio, we post it for you. Tell you exactly what to do with those stocks. Once you learn how to short, what a difference it makes. Give you an example. Apple is one of my stocks. On Apple, we bought Apple around July 21, 22, around $152. And the Pro 2, our color-coded chart, told us it just started to turn green. It identifies for us when you got enough money going in to buy it, so it's a risk-off investment. And it went up from $151 up to somewhere around, I don't know, it was around $174. It was up about 15%. But here's the better news. We were able to sell it short from $158, okay, down to a low of $138. I mean, that's a 13% on the way back down. And here's another short over here. It was starting around December 15, 16, around 150, 149. It's down to 125. So that's another 16% shorting. I get more excited about the shorting because, one, it goes down much faster than when you buy a stock. Here's another one. If you shorted Apple on April 22nd, if you were with us and shorted April 22nd, that area around 186, you would have caught that short all the way down to about 138. That's 26% return there. Why are you sitting there letting your 401 get hammered? The solution is not going to Coca-Cola or Johnson & Johnson. That's a joke. There's no place to hide. Once you learn, okay, how to sell short, what a difference it makes. So, and please remember, for my folks in the Tampa area, don't forget you can listen to me now on 93.7 FM. 93.7 FM. It's a big 50,000 watt station. Check it out, 93.7. The Answer. Also, don't forget, every day you can go to my YouTube channel. Every morning I post. Okay, there's two things I post. I do one posting that's about 5 minutes. I tell you exactly what I think the market's going to do and why it's going to do it for the day. You don't have to pay for that. Just go to my YouTube channel, Phil's Gang YouTube channel. And then there's what they call a short one, which lasts for about a minute and a half, I guess, 2 minutes. Or one minute, a little less than 1 minute. And it doesn't cost you anything. It gives you a tip what I think is going to happen and why. I mean, if you watch those, that will help you. Okay? But there's nothing like joining up for the 10 days. And by the way, after the 10 days, the majority of the people stay with us. Look, the market is in the worst shape. We always hear about 1929. Don't you understand we're in worse shape now than in 1929? We've never had manufactured inflation. That's what QE is. That's what stimulation is. They came in 2008, 2009 purposely to inflate that they knew was going to screw Main Street. But here's how they bought Main Street off. As long as interest rates were at zero, so they could tell the large corporation, we're going to give you money. After the 2008 crash, don't worry. You don't have to go in and start spending trillions of dollars in business investment to start increasing productivity and hire people. Hell with all that. We're going to rig the market. We're going to financially engineer it. This is Obama and Biden. What we're going to do is do QE. We're going to print all this money, and it's going to be so inflationary that you just go buy your own stock back, and the inflation will push up assets. See, the wealthy love inflation because they have the assets. They have the assets. The only, they have assets. They have diamonds. They have artwork. They have vineyards. They have timberland. They have cattle land. They got assets that the average guy doesn't have. The only asset Main Street has is their house, if they're lucky. But most of the houses have no equity in them anymore. They had to drain the equity out, pay for hospitals and health care and to try to keep up. At their 401k, remember, we have 164 million people in our labor force. We only have 41,000 people out of the 164, I think it's 164 million, 41,000 that participate in a 401k. That's right. Most people can't afford to go into 401k. They can't participate. And then once they have 401k, they've been dragging the money out of that. So their savings is down to a historic low of 2.2%. They're dragging their money out of there. They're tapping their credit card. They have nothing left on their 5 or 6 credit cards. And that's how they've been running this show. But it's worked beautifully for the very wealthy in stocks and their assets. Main Street, what asset they have? A house that's refied 10 times. I mean, it just makes you sick. They don't do anything for Main Street. And now they're trying to figure out how to create an excuse to go back to QE again. They're going to pivot back to QE. That's why they want to see the market go down. They're not sitting here trying to hold the market up. They want to see the market crash. They need that excuse. If they can get this market, and they will, you'll see this market go down another 30% at least. And they, we got to go to QE. There we go, back to QE, 0 rates. And who do they take care of? Not you. They don't take care of Main Street. But if you were a gang member, you would welcome it. Every time the market goes down or the stock goes down, I just gave you Apple here, one of our stocks. How many times? And again, you don't need to look at 100 stocks. We teach our members to have no more than 7 stocks and a couple ETFs. It's all you need all year long. Why? Because we short them. So again, if Apple was one of your stocks, you would have bought Apple at 151. You would have got out of Apple at 174. About 15% return. And then, here's the beautiful thing. You would have turned around and sold Apple short at 149, and you got out at 125. So, even if that's another 13%. My point is, once you learn how to make money if a stock is going up or a stock's going down, what a difference it makes. Now you're going to have money to retire. You think you're going to have money retired in a 401k? Are you kidding me? I've given you those numbers. They don't tell you about the 27 hidden fees. They don't tell you about the $250 billion a day they take and skim off the top through 27 hidden fees. You get screwed with 401ks. But keep your 401k if you want it. But learn how to invest in a stock. Use that as a leverage to offset your 401k. This market's going to go further down, and you'll have fun. I know that sounds stupid, but you will. You have fun with it. You wake up in the morning, you know what you're going to be? Once you learn how to short, you wake up in the morning, you're hoping the market's down. Ask any of my gang members. They'll tell you that. Their whole life, they wake up in the morning and hope the market's up. My gang members hope the market's down because you make more money on the way down. And it's easy. It's easier. Because on the way up, you got all this interference on the way up. You got all these crazies coming in and buying on the dip and everything else. On the way down, there's no buyers. They panic. Get me out, get me out. And you just ride that baby down like a sled. Just keep riding it down. And you can do it with risk off. Look, you can't stop listening to others, a bottom in this market. You can't have a bottom in the market when you have a historic $31 trillion debt. We got $31 trillion debt. Are you kidding me? This country's in big trouble. 31 trillion. Plus, the net worth of this country is negative. We have a net worth. So look, go to my site, philsgang.com. Also remember, tomorrow morning, check out my YouTube channel. You can get it on YouTube, or Rumble, Apple, Facebook. And again, stop listening to the fake Business News Network. They're not there to help you. None of those guys are there to help you. Kramer, any of them. The only thing you trust is the Pro 2 color-coded chart, because you can trust the money. You can trust the money, the direction of the money. You buy when it's going up, short when it's coming out.
You have You've been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.